For the last 8 years, the Adopt a Block community outreach mission has embodied their ministry's mantra: find a need, fill it, find a hurt, heal it. The group, based out of Emmanuel Church in Salisbury, focuses on delivering food door to door and representing the church to the community outside the physical walls of the church.
It's not just food they distribute either. Everything from providing healthcare information to rental assistance, other valuable resources, including filling backpacks for elementary schools in Wicomico County.
And the organization is growing. Recently, the Adopt a Block program has broken ground on a project to construct a 5,000 square foot food pantry facility on Benny Street in Salisbury. And joining us to shed some light on all of this growth is the director of the Adopt a Block program. This is the Reverend Mark Thompson. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for having me, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Now, we touched on the mission of the program, but let's go back for those who aren't familiar. How did all this get started?
Wow. 8 years we've been there doing this program. Reverend Tom Bunting, he was our lead pastor at the time at Emmanuel Wesleyan Church, and he had this vision of creating a hands-on-the-street ministry. And we patterned it after what's in Los Angeles, California, Reverend Tommy Burnett, the Dream Center. So 8 years ago, Pastor Bunting, myself, and about 4 others, about 5 of us, went out into the Church Street neighborhood in a little green pickup truck, delivering about 30 bags of food. And from there, it spawned to over 250 volunteers, almost 300 volunteers, 250 homes we're going to door every second and fourth Saturday of the month for 8 years.
Wow. Tell us about the Benny Street facility.
Yeah, so the Benny Street, from the beginning, when we were walking around Church Street on Naylor Street, we always would stop and pray right there on Church and Naylor. There was that old house called Hotel Esther. We would pray that could be our Dream Center, and we just kept praying that one day God would let us have a building, a Dream Center. A lot of things happened over the years. We struggled trying to find a building. We want to be in the heart of the city where we deliver the food and do the services. But last year, out of the blue, someone called our pastor, lead pastor, Mark Bunting now, and said, you need to check out this facility, 818 Benny Street. So we drove over there, and they had the keys, opened it up and looked at it, and said, this could work. But here's the blessing. Pastor Mark called back and said, well, I'll give you the keys. He said, don't give me back the keys, it's yours. And that was our building, 818 Benny Street. We paid the taxes on it, and now we want to build what's a 5,000 square foot food pantry that's going to be culturally acceptable food for people in the neighborhood. So if you're Latino, if you're Haitian, you can come in and pick what you want. Instead of just giving you a bag of something that you don't eat, now we can actually have people come in and take what they want. But that's not the only thing. Now we can, and I'm talking a lot because I'm so excited about this.
It's okay.
Now we're able now to provide ministry and services to people in the neighborhood.
Wow.
We could celebrate recovery from drug addiction. We can work with Mr. Eddie Lee with teaching the fish to do financial literacy. We can work with Warwick Community College on bringing people in to teach them culinary skills to get a job. We want to be the find a need, fill it, find a hurt, heal it ministry right where people are.
Wow. And the community has really embraced this Adopt a Block. What do you attribute that to?
Because we're, and again, our volunteers, we love people. And it doesn't matter, we found that hunger has no color, hurting people have no color. And what we do is just find people who need services. When we go and deliver the food, sometime, maybe the first week, they don't know who we are, they won't open the door. But we are consistent in the ministry, and that's what's so important. Every second and fourth Saturday, we're out. Plus, we're also the only emergency food pantry 7 days a week. People call the Maryland Food Bank, which we gotta get a shout out to them. It rings to my cell phone, so yeah. I take 7-8 calls a day. We can send people to the church. And then I have to talk about the Wicomico Partnerships for Families and Children gave us a grant. We feed 500 children every Friday. There are so many children in our schools who are what's called food insecure, right? Where they don't know where the next meal's coming from. The schools do an excellent job feeding them Monday through Friday, but what happens Saturday and Sunday? We can fill that need with our grant that we receive from them, where we pack on Tuesdays, we deliver to schools on on Friday. And they have
Amazing.
breakfast and a meal for the weekend.
So how can we get involved? How can we support what you're doing?
Well, I'm happy you asked that question, Jimmy. So here's go to our website, www.adoptablock.live.
Okay.
You'll see donation. People ask, well, what do you need money for? Well, here's what we need money for. People donate food, which is fine. Continue to do the Maryland Food Bank. But here's the issue with donating food to us. You'll give us a can of string beans, a can of sauerkraut, but we can't make a full meal for a family. So we're asking people to give us monetary donations where we can go out to purchase the food at a bulk rate, which is cheaper than what you could buy in the stores.
Right.
And then also we can really have a healthy meal that we can give to people. Instead of giving a can of this, a can of that.
Right.
We actually have somebody, Rachel Green, which actually sits down and plans a full meal, and that's what we deliver.
That's wonderful. And of course, we'll have a link to your website on our website, DelmarvaLife.com. Reverend Mark Thompson, thanks for everything you do. Sorry the need is increasing, but glad to hear that you guys are growing with it.
Well, we love it. Again, once again, our mission, find a need, fill it, find a hurt, heal it. Go to our website. And if you want to help, you don't have to be a member of the church. You can come, call me, contact me on Facebook, and just come. And once you go out, it's life-changing. When you see that people really appreciate the love that we give to people.
There you go.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.